Is going down, man. Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Did you call him the coolest punk?
Yeah, like you know how rock and roll has punk rock?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hip hop has cool punk.
Cool punk. Oh, okay, so punk, not like punk as in square or punk ass.
No, it's cool, but like a punk vibe. Like if we were just in the environment, just in the neighborhood, you would say that's a punk.
Oh, so
But
punk,
it's
punk
cool.
by the
but
punk by the definition that we know, not like punk rock, like
nah, yeah.
but like oh man, he a punk.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
okay.
cool, it's cool. But it just has that when you have
Hold on, get on the mic. I need the ratings.
when you got people that are confronting you,
Mm.
all right, like when people are confronting you for whatever reason, you kind of learn to address it where I'm from.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you like in the street, like wherever you was at, Los Angeles, New York, wherever you at, that if somebody had an issue with you, you would go and you'd approach it or figure out why they actually have that issue. And when they come to Jay, he goes, I ain't saying nothing to them, like they're not on my level.
Right.
Type of things. And a lot of the guys that I've had to compete with were guys who previously disrespected Jay-Z and he didn't respond to it.
Right. Do you feel like that's the way Jay-Z gets down is just different from 50, or you feel like
Yeah, I think it's his character.
Right.
You know, it's certain comforts that people have based on, I guess, their experience. I think the things you go through make you who you are.
And so that makes him the coolest punk.
Yeah.
Right.
And hip-hop.
In hip-hop. All right. Now, what about when Jay-Z came back and said no one's afraid of 50 Cent?
That was someone making him feel like a punk. The person who interviewed him was making him feel like he had to say, I'm not afraid of 50 Cent.
Right.
But it wasn't me. Like, I didn't say anything to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? He should have been checking him for making him feel like he had to say he wasn't afraid of 50 Cent.
So he should have said something to the reporter. Like,
right. To the guy that
interviewer,
was
like, hey, man.
Yeah, what's the matter with you?
Right.
You know, like, why you keep acting like, you know, somebody's scared or something? You know what I mean? Like, address him, not 50 Cent.
I've heard Jay-Z say before that he just doesn't address the beef because he doesn't want to give anybody momentum. Because he's so big, it would be helping out their careers.
But, I mean, who cares about that? Like, I mean, hip-hop culture in general has had battling in it. And he does it, like, he battles, but it's subliminal.
Right.
You know, and I think that's a punk way of doing things. Like, if a person is like, if saying to you, like, if I don't like you, it will be clear that we don't like each other.
Right. But you do like me, right?
Yeah, we do. You know what I mean? Like, but it like he'll do it in a way that's so subtle that
Like, who is he talking about?
it's gray.
Right.
You know, so this is why it's so light. Like you see even the issues with what was it, Jim Jones and Game and different artists that said something because he mentioned them.
Mm-hmm.
They took the mention of their name period as if it was disrespect from him. He didn't have to say anything derogatory because he's so subliminal with the way he says things that
As opposed to you.
they know that
you
they're
more
gonna hear
like
the disrespect.
Fat Joe, you fat mother.
I'm clear.
Right. So we know exactly when you're talking about
Right,
somebody.
they know when I
And then
don't,
if we don't know, then you're sitting there with a picture of them from graduation or their baby's mother or something crazy like that. Where
like I'm waiting on you, you know, to
Right.
make this make sense.
Right. All righty. We
I'm
got
already doing my research.
I remember one time walking in the studio and it was like a small gap and Bleak Beans, everybody was in there and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now, just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming. And you know, 4 months later in the club hit and it was over and it was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out. So like just seeing things like that.
I remember when you wanted to sign Wayne before Wayne really took off. When you look at the game and you know you look at where you're at now and you look at the peers you came up with in the 90s, did you say to yourself, I knew I was going to be here and I knew those guys were going to be there? And I'm asking you that because I want to know what you think of the game now and who's going to be here 10 years from now.
Yeah, I absolutely, because I wanted to be here, you know, and I saw a lot of people let opportunities go. And I was like, oh, that he's not gonna be around. Why aren't you doing this? If I had that, I'd be doing this. And I think about it in those terms. I think about it not outside of what we do. I think about it just in strategic moves when you have it and you're about to have it, and you know what happens, and You know.
So Jay-Z recently said something crazy about he said nobody's scared of 50 Cent.
I think he would have done that if that was 50 Cent. No one's scared of 50 Cent. I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
I think it was kind of taken out of context a little bit, but what do you think about it?
I don't think it was taken out of context. No, I think the guy who was talking to him made him feel like a punk. You see what I'm saying? So he had to say, yo, nobody's scared of 50. Let's get this clear. Nobody is scared of 50. You know, but I'm not the issue. Him making you feel like a punk is the issue. And at the end of the day, I look at it and people don't assess themselves. Even really intelligent people. Jay's a smart guy. You know what I'm saying? He'll analyze other people and other things that they're doing and not actually look at what's happening to him and his transition and difference. But his actual, right now, he's in a real safe space. He created this real safe aura. This is why people walking on the stage and why shit is happening like that. A lot of it wouldn't have been like that if he actually dealt with his issues himself. See, he's a piece of work, man. He always put somebody in front of him. When Jada came for him, he put Beanie in front of him. And Beanie went back and forth with Jadakiss. When Cam came for him, he put True Life in front of him. And they went back and forth. And he just didn't compete.
Him and Alicia are supposed to be doing a song again at the AMAs, but they're going to have like 20 security members on the stage making sure nobody bum rushes the stage.
Makes sense.
That's crazy. I think everyone was kind of like just going crazy that night anyway at the MTV Awards.
Yeah, but that's not... Nah, everyone wasn't. They just felt... You gotta feel comfortable enough to do that. Like, see, don't get fucked up. I'll fuck up. You do some shit like that, and I'll fuck up. Let me go on record with that shit, because I ain't really with all that dumb shit. I think everybody already know that. And they know, like... They already know. But she wouldn't have walked up there no matter how hot your record is. She'd enjoyed that shit from the seat, like everybody else. Like, yo. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't have walked up there. You know fucking better. Like, it's not that comfortable when I'm around. You know I'm coming with something that can make the response right away if they do something crazy. Right? How you gonna be doing what I'm doing and be comfortable if you ain't got no response?
If Jay-Z would have did a song with Ja Rule,
he would have got it like everybody else. He stayed clear of that motherfucker. Like, look, you think, let me tell you something. Look, at that point, you don't understand what the difference is between...
If Jay-Z would have jumped on the track with Ja, you would have won at Jay? Honestly.
Who you think Jay-Z is? This is crazy. Look, there ain't nobody that ain't gonna go get it at that point. There ain't nobody within our culture that ain't gonna get it, Kev. Like, it was nothing personal. That's why I was able to solve it after the fact. Like, it was any artist.
And the reason why I said that, because the thing of it is, I do know that you've never been a person that pick and choose battles. Like, you know, but some people do. Like, some people say, well, they'll go at this one person, but if so-and-so say something, they won't say nothing. They'll just...
That means they're a sucker. I mean, a sucker. If ever he'll pick somebody he feel comfortable with, that means either he's been around a person, so he feels like maybe this person won't actually go that route.
Jay-Z always played chess and not checkers, but is really money everything? I doubt it.
Roger, tell these motherfuckers subscribe to the Prophet channel.
I got you.
I love you to death, and I will always love you, my father.
The only man in the world who can do handstand push-ups with his fist on concrete.